In my meditation, I experience awareness as kind of observer, and it's a very peaceful feeling, feeling of a kind of infinite presence. But it also feels kind of alien, sort of unfamiliar, and it feels sort of like the tip of the iceberg, but I'm not sure if I'm turning awareness into an object or if I just need to concentrate on that more and see if I can penetrate it. But do you want to comment on that?
Yes. Don't think of it as concentrating on that and penetrating that, because that would be an activity of your mind. I detect in those words that concentrating and penetrating is something that your mind is doing to get into this space of awareness. It's too active. The only reason why you feel that this, well, you said first of all that this presence of awareness was first of all peaceful, but then that it felt somewhat alien. And the only reason it is alien is because we have been accustomed for so long to giving our attention to something other than ourself, such as thoughts, feelings, sensations and perceptions. So when the attention sinks back into its source, when the mind returns to the heart, it is both peaceful, and as such it feels like home. At the same time, we're not accustomed to being there, so it feels a little strange. So, having discovered that it is peaceful there, just allow your attention to return there more and more often. Don't feel that you're going there with your attention. Feel that your attention is just returning there.
I have a hard time staying there.
Yes, you see, again, when you say staying there, it indicates that you're trying to do something with your mind. You could only stay in a place that was an object. If you have to stay somewhere, it indicates that you're trying to stay at a place or on an object with your mind. It's not possible to stay in one place with your mind. So if you think it's a place where you have to stay or an object with which you have to hold on, you will find it difficult. In fact, you'll find it impossible, then frustration will build up. Don't feel it as something you have to, as a place where you have to stay. Feel that it is more a place where your mind naturally comes to rest when it gets tired of visiting thoughts, feelings, sensations and perceptions. Krishna Menon quoted the poet Tennyson, this beautiful thing that Tennyson said, which actually Nami, our conversation yesterday about looking into the space reminded me of this. He said, pursue knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bounds of human thought. Pursue knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bounds of human thought. So that the important thing is the sinking star. It's like you watch the way a star sinks in the sky. It vanishes. That you just follow the star and it vanishes. So it's this same thing. It's the falling back or the sinking back of the attention into its source, instead of going outwards towards thoughts, instead of shining the light of knowing towards the object, that is the thought, the sensation, or the perception, you don't turn around and try to shine it back on its source, but allow it to sink back, allow it to fall back, allow it to relax back. And its source is bottomless. So yes, you're right, you can sink deeper and deeper and deeper. You never get, there's no floor, there's no bottom. Just allow that sink more and more deeply.
And so you think the reason that I'm not sinking deeper is because I'm trying too hard in a way?
Yes, you see, you can only try and direct your attention towards an object. If you're trying to do the wrong thing. Because whatever you try to do, try now, just as an experiment to make this clear in your experience, try very hard to direct your attention towards something that has no objective qualities. Your attention is searching around, yeah? Searching around, trying to find something which has no qualities onto which to shine its attention. But it can't find that something because all your attention can do is shine on an object. If I were to say to you, shine your attention on the trees outside the window, you would know exactly where to shine your attention. If I were to say to you, shine your attention to the sensation at the soles of your feet, you would know exactly where to go with your attention. Or to your most intimate feeling at this moment, you would know exactly where to go, because all of these are objects. We can shine our attention on an object. But now if I were to say to you, direct your attention to that which has no objective qualities. Your attention looks around. It's like going into a dark room with a torch. First of all, with the torch you illuminate all the objects. But then somebody says to the torch, now try to direct your attention to something that is not an object. Where's the torch going to shine? It's not possible to direct our attention towards something that has no objective qualities. So what are we going to do? What is the attention going to do?
It's probably going to try to find an object.
That's one alternative. That's what we normally do with our attention. We try to find an object, and very often if we're looking for our true nature, we manufacture a blank state, which is a subtle object. At last we think, okay, here's an object. It's a blank object. Mm-hmm. And we mistake that for the presence of awareness. But even a blank object is an object. So having discarded that as a possibility, what is our attention going to do now? What is the one direction that has yet to be explored? Exactly.
It just seems to go into nothingness or emptiness.
Exactly. When I ask you that question, your mind goes silent. You shake your head as if to say, I can't name it. It's because that direction is in a directionless place. Mm-hmm. In other words, it's not something we can focus on. We can't go after it. And when we realize that, there is this natural, there's spontaneous relaxation of the attention. It sinks back into its source. Its source is not something that our attention can find. Its source is only something that our attention can dissolve into, because attention is made out of its source. Attention is awareness plus an object. So when our attention ceases shining on the object, it vacillates for a moment, looking for something to grab onto. It'll either grab onto an object, or it'll manufacture a blank object. But if our understanding is clear enough, and we don't allow our attention to do that, it will vacillate for a moment and then die, fall back into its source, relax back into its source. So that's why Tennyson said, seek knowledge like a sinking star, like a star that sinks back into its source. So don't look for yourself. This is not an activity of the mind. You'll be perpetually frustrated if you turn what is being suggested here into something you do with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the relaxation of something you have perpetually been doing with your mind, which is attending to objects, and thereby conferring reality upon them, conferring the reality that properly belongs to pure consciousness onto the object that we are attending to. But you have tasted, you told us right at the beginning, you have tasted the peace of awareness. Briefly, you had this taste. It was peaceful,
Mm-hmm.
although it seemed alien. Just? Well, I'm reluctant to say to you, go back there, because immediately it would suggest to you that it was a place to go.
Right. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yes,
that it's-
okay, so in your case, forget the suggestion, go back there. You could approach it another way, but it's not something that can be approached. By asking yourself, what is it that is aware of my experience?
I'm sorry,
What is it that is aware of my experience? Don't give it a name, because as soon as you give it a name, you can only name a form, and only an object has form. So as soon as you give it a name, you're going to make an object out of it. I want to know what is aware of that object. If you really think about that, what is aware of my experience, that will bring your mind to an end. Because you are aware of your mind and all the mind's knowledge. So just ask yourself, what is aware of my experience? And don't try to go there, but rather be that knowingly. You are already that. You are already that which is aware of your experience. But now be that knowingly. I am that which is aware of my experience.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm going to go back and forth. Okay. There's a mic here.